I missed I missed last class quiz, and I emailed you about it.
Well, I'm very sorry, but
So
okay, so this practice cannot be established here. So you need to have very solid reason for that. Say you were sick and you need to present some kind of proof of that. Otherwise, I cannot allow you to take a quiz again. This is impossible because I have 35 students in a class, and if each and everyone misses the quiz and then asks to take it again, it's not going to work. And please be very careful about that. So this is important for you, and be very careful. Don't lose the points because of some uh, unaccepted reasons. So you cannot have excuse whatever you want to have. It's impossible. You cannot tell me that you forget the time or you missed the quiz for, I don't know, you slept, and for some reasons like that. You should have solid, very solid reason for that. Say you were sick, for example, or some very unfortunate reasons, well, something like that. But otherwise, I cannot allow you to take a quiz again. I will stop this practice. Okay, so it's impossible. Yes, so there is a question, Syed.
Excuse me, doctor. Did you split our classmates to different groups or lab part?
Yeah, so we'll split for the lab. So I was planning to have a lab today, but since we have an exam most likely next week or week after, so I decided it's better to go through exam materials to have more practice and just do the lab after your exam. But in the lab, for the lab, we will split the group. About this, I don't know exactly how it will be split because you will need to talk to coordinator to arrange the time. I asked already her to communicate with you, and then you will need to arrange the time when you are capable available. So because you have some classes, right? So you cannot like have a conflict with those classes for the lab. So we need to arrange all these things, and then once we have information when uh, who and when can take a lab, then we do the lab. But one group will take the time usually we have for practical work. So say we have 10 to 10 from 10 to 12, right? Say 2 hours. So one of the group, I mean half of the group maybe will take the lab this time, but the other one I don't know because I don't know your schedule, and you need to talk. I mean, you need to arrange this with the coordinator.
Okay. Doctor, there's a problem for me because I'm not in Georgia now. This splitting, it can be variable. I mean, when I face with rigidity and some difficult situation, can I change my group or something like that?
So one thing I'm asking for things like this, that if it is possible to make up the lab for people who say are coming late or anything like this. So I'm asking about this issue, if it is possible to make it up later on. Are you going to come to Georgia anytime, sometime, or you're not planning at all?
We have planned for coming to Georgia, but the exact time is not conformed.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying, that if it is possible to make up sometime later the lab. So also I'm asking about this one. So if I have an answer about that, I will let you know. If not, say if it is not possible, then we need to think for different solution. So in general, we have two labs, two sessions.
Okay.
So um, so we need to discuss about that situation because somehow it needs to be solved. So I'm asking about this one, the office. So
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
mhm. Any other questions?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, you will send to us if there are any lab. Yes, doctor.
What will I send to you? Say it again, please.
You will tell us if we have a lab in.
Oh
in
yeah,
a-
yeah. Right. I'll inform you that you have a lab, because last time I informed you that we are planning the lab next week, but then I informed you that okay, this is canceled and we'll do just regular class. But once we are ready for this lab arrangement, yes, I'll let you know ahead. Definitely.
Doctor, can I ask you what type of material?
For the
Mm.
lab, okay, so
Yes.
for the lab, I will send out the handouts ahead, so you can read those handouts, because when you come to the lab, you need to do experiment, but also you need to make a report on that experiment. Say what you did, you need to report it. And I'll send out the flow of the of actions you need to do in the lab. This is one. And then I'll also send out in the same handout, you will have questions which you need to answer during the lab. So you will know ahead what to do. Okay, so if you are prepared about the lab, reading the handouts, it will be easy for you to do it. But from my experience, people usually don't read it ahead, so then they have a trouble. And last time, the lab performance was really bad, in all case, unfortunately, because many people didn't have experience of working in the lab. This is one thing, but what was most important, that they didn't read ahead what they needed to do. So if you're prepared, then of course, once you come to the lab, I'll explain what to do. You will not start just doing anything in there. So I'll explain what to do, and I'll help with experiment as well if you have any problems. It's not something complicated. It's not complicated experiment. It's quite simple one. But of course, if you have no experience, it might look like difficult. But indeed, it's very simple experiment. And then there are some calculations to do. About calculations, you have to do it your own. I'll not be helping with that, because we already studied that material. You already had a quiz about that. So you should be kind of aware of this type of calculations. So in that part, you have to do your own. In the lab, we'll work in groups, even though, excuse me. So you will have a partner, group partner, lab partner. So you will have, so you can work with your partner together, and you can just discuss with your partner, or even with other classmates, what to do, how to do. But pretty much you have to do your own.
Yes. Doctor, you didn't upload the mark about the quiz.
Okay, so I'm sorry about this one, but you guys already know what is the mark, right? Because the Moodle shows you what is the mark, right?
No, doctor. For me, not appear the mark for me.
So
In Moodle, the grade in Moodle not upload.
it's not like appearing for you, the grade on Moodle,
Yes.
but you know how many questions you answered right?
Yes. of
Yeah,
course.
so you can just calculate easily if you know how many questions you answered and what is the point for each question. So then you can calculate what is your mark overall. But I mean, this is just technical issue. Well, I'm not very sure. So I uploaded the second quiz as well, but maybe for you, particularly for you, maybe I missed it or something, because I remember that I uploaded both quizzes, marks for both quizzes.
And for me, doctor, I didn't get any mark for the last quiz.
Okay, so remind me about the, I don't know, maybe I had a question already email about this, but I'll look again. Okay, so I'll just look again and check that. So if you did a quiz, if you get marks, so then I'll upload it.
Yes, yes, doctor, I am sure I did the quiz
Yeah,
and I
then-
have full mark.
So you know that you have full mark, right? So why
Yes,
you-
of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
so then you know what is your mark. So I don't know. I asked you, do you know or not? You said I don't know. Moodle doesn't show it. So now you say that you have full marks. So
Doctor, I mean, it's not appear for me in the grade, in my grade.
okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so anyway, so I'll look at that one and I'll upload the marks.
Thank
Anything
you.
else?
Thank you, doctor.
Excuse me, doctor.
Yeah.
Would you please to prepare some more practical about our previous sessions topics?
So this is what I'm going to do now to go through
Okay.
those practicals. This is what
Thank
I'm
you.
going to do now. All right. Any other questions about this kind of organizational stuff?
So we will waiting for informing us, please, about splitting our groups.
Right.
And thank you.
All right. So now let's just talk about what we're gonna have in the on exam. So one thing you will have is accuracy and precision. You remember we talked about accuracy and precision, and I'm not going to give you any examples because it's quite simple. You just need to read it, go back and read it. I think it's lecture 1 or 2, and read about precision and accuracy, which is quite easy thing. And I'm not going to talk about this one here. We will have some question about concentration. And to find the concentration or to find the mass of the chemical once you know the concentration of the solution, right? For example, you might have a question like this. Say you have Na2SO4. This is solution, and you have this one, say 12 grams.
Doctor, I can't see the screen.
So nobody can see the screen?
Oh, no, we
I
can't see.
can't see the screen.
Okay, so because I'm sharing the screen and I don't know why you don't see the screen.
Doctor, I can.
Okay, so say we have sodium sulfate. This is sodium sulfate over here. And we have sodium sulfate 12 grams in, say, 380 milliliter of solution. Okay, say this is solution. And the question is, what is the molarity of this solution? So this is given, Na2SO4, 12 grams in 380 milliliter solution. We have some kind of solution, say we have beaker, so this is solution, and we have NaCl, Na2SO4 in there, okay? And we need to find the concentration of this solution. How to do this? First of all, yeah?
Doctor, firstly, we have a mass of Na2SO4 equal 12 gram,
Right.
and we have a volume 318 milliliter.
Right.
But we have to change the unit of volume to liter.
Right. So
Uh,
how to change it?
By 10 minus 10 minus 3. I think.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 10. So this is, you need to multiply this one by 10 to minus 3, which gives you 0.3.
0.318.
Yeah, liters. Okay,
Yes.
so now you know the volume, right?
Yeah.
In liters. So what you
Yes,
need to
doctor.
do the next?
We have to find the moles, number of moles.
Yeah, how to find the number of moles?
Yeah, and in the first law, number of moles equal mass fraction. Not fraction.
We need to find molar mass.
Yeah, so we need to
Molar
find
mass.
molar mass.
Okay, so let's just find molar mass.
Yes, and
Let's just find molar mass of Na2SO4. Okay. So what is that one? All right, so for that, you need to go to the periodic table and find atomic masses for each of these components, okay? For Na,
I find the doctor.
okay, so what is that?
142.04.
What is the unit?
Gram per mole.
Yes, gram per mole.
Yeah.
So what we need to do next?
Find find the number of moles.
Doctor, we will do mass divide molar mass.
Right,
Yes.
so we need to find the number of moles.
Number of moles.
We can find it by mass divide molar mass.
Right, so 12 gram divided by 154, 0.4 gram per mole. So what is the answer here?
Equals 0.0844.
0.0844, right?
Mole. Yes.
Moles, exactly. So what is the
Right
next?
now we have a number of moles and
Yeah.
a volume. Where to find the molarity, we divide the number of moles. Number of moles divide volume.
Right, so we have number
Yeah.
of moles divided by volume, which is in our case is 0.0844 moles divided by 0.38 liters. So what is this number?
0.222.
Okay, so what is the unit?
Mole per liter.
Right, mole per liter. Okay, so I
Yes.
don't think that it's difficult, right? So I think it's easy and not difficult at all. Right? Yeah.
Right, doctor.
Does anybody have a question? Say it again.
No.
Everybody understand, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so now let's just do something kind of different way. Say we know the concentration. Okay, say the concentration of the same one. Say we have it again, let's say this is easy case. So Na2SO4, the concentration of Na2SO4 is say 1.7 capital M, which means this is 1.7 moles per liter, right? So that's the
Yes.
concentration for Na2SO4.
Yes, doctor.
We need to find the mass. Now let's just go back and to do some kind of opposite thing. And now we need to know the mass of Na2SO4 in, say, so mass. So let's say like this way. So the question is, what is mass of Na2SO4 in, for example, 275 milliliter of the same solution. Okay, so we need to find the mass now. What is the strategy here?
Okay, doctor, can I
Yeah.
try?
Yeah, try.
Doctor, firstly, we have molarity and volume.
Yes.
In this case, we can find the, the number of moles. When find the number of moles in the law of number of moles equal mass divide molarity, we can find the molarity and already we have a number of moles, and we can find the mass.
Right, so how to find the moles?
Yes, doctor. In the law, molarity equal number of moles.
No, you said that we need to find number of moles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Molarity equal.
Okay. Or what?
Number of moles divide volume.
Yes.
Yes. When volume.
So which one is moles here from this equation? What is what?
N.
N, right? Okay, so.
Yes.
Okay. So just how to express N from here?
Dr. Mole
We
divide
have
volume.
molarity and
Mole
we have
multiply
volume.
volume.
Okay,
We
so
have multiply M.
So N is
to
equal.
volume.
So we need to multiply N
Multiply N
by volume.
volume by volume.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So let's just find the actual numbers, right? So we have we have molarity, we have volume, right? So then
Yes.
this number of
Yes.
moles equals 1.7
Yes.
moles per liter multiplied by what?
0.7 275
It's equal.
Liters.
equals 0.467
Yeah, exactly.
or 0.5.
Okay, let's just see like this. And what is the unit here?
moles.
Oh.
Exactly.
Doctor, that number of mole. So,
Right.
yes.
Because this is canceled, right? Okay, now what is the question here? We need to find mass.
So with the molar mass equation, we can find the mass.
We can find the mass.
Right. What was the molar molecular weight of this molar mass?
142.04.
42 or 52? I don't remember.
54.
No,
54.
42.
No, it was 54.
0.04.
Wait a second. It was 54.04.
Doctor, but
4.0.
Doctor, 142.0.
Okay, so can you guys Google it and tell?
Yes, I Google it.
Because last
Yeah.
time it was 154, so how it can be now 142? Should I calculate myself?
In the last time I tell you about it, it's 142.04. Maybe was my voice not clear and the same this time?
So
Last
because
time.
I rely on you, otherwise I need to check myself. So I just rely on you.
Okay.
So
Yes.
so that's the molecular weight, right? So then
Yeah.
what we should do?
We multiply number of moles by molar weight
Right. So mass
to find mass.
to find mass
Yes.
is gonna be, so we have 142 times 0.04 gram per mole multiplied by 0.467 moles.
Doctor, it's equal
Okay.
66.332.
66.33. What is the unit? Two.
Gram.
Right, grams. Okay. All right. So is this clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Doctor, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
In the mid-exam, you will give us molar mass.
On the midterm exam, I'll give you atomic masses. Say I'll give you the mass of sodium, I'll give you mass of sulfur, I'll give you mass of oxygen.
Yes, and we must calculate it to
Right. You need to calculate yourself.
yes to get molar mass.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So let's just go to the next question. We'll have, for example, say you have a question like this that so you need to find the temperature at which, so what is the temperature? The temperature we need to find temperature. So we know, so temperature at which, say, at which process is spontaneous. Okay. So what you are given is that enthalpy, it's a standard enthalpy of formation, which is, say, 198 say 198 kilojoule per mole. And you are given standard, so this is enthalpy of formation, delta H, standard enthalpy of formation. And standard entropy of formation is, let's say 205 joule per Kelvin. per mole. Yeah, per mole. Okay. So say you have given enthalpy of formation and entropy of formation, and you need to find at which temperature the process is going to be spontaneous. So what is the conditions in order to have process spontaneous?
Doctor, must be 0.
What should be 0?
No, doctor. I mean, it must be positive. To be the temperature 0 Kelvin.
Say it again. I couldn't hear you well. Please say it
Doctor?
again. Yeah.
Doctor, they must be delta H and delta S all above. It's the charge is positive.
Okay, so we don't do any, we have nothing to do with charge here. There is no
Yeah.
charge here, so we don't, no, this is not charge, this is just a standard formation, enthalpy formation, so usually 0, it shows here 0. Oh, let's say like that.
He should delta H minus T delta S equals 0. Okay, doctor.
No. First of all, tell me what is the conditions that the process is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. What we should know about the process. What kind of parameter we need to know which shows whether the process is spontaneous or non-spontaneous.
So, doctor, if delta S more than 0, the reaction can be done spontaneously.
This is not that straightforward. No, not that straightforward.
So now in this question we want to calculate the temperature. Temperature in here equal delta H to delta S. Yes.
Okay, so I understand, guys. So you are using equations, but first of all, I'm just asking the simple question. Let's just start from very beginning. In order to set up any equation, we need to understand why we are setting up this equation, right? So why we need to use these parameters, how we should use these parameters. So every equation has a meaning, right? So I'm asking just a simple question. What is the parameter which shows and what kind of parameter it should be in order to say that process is spontaneous or it is not spontaneous?
So we want to use entropy and enthalpy. So for entropy, if delta...
Okay. Wait a second. Again, I'm asking very simple question. It's just one sentence answer. Again, so there is a parameter for the process, for the system, for the whole system.